Archaeologists excavating shipwrecks off the Greek island of Kazos have unearthed a trove of pottery that sheds light on trade networks in the ancient world, according to a statement from the country's Ministry of Culture and Sports. Scholars from the ministry and the Institute of Historical Research of the National Hellenic Research Foundation uncovered the 4 shipwrecks last fall. As the Athens news agency reports, the most significant discovery was a hoard of Roman pottery. The vessels found on board the 2nd or 3rd century AD wreck included amphorae filled with oil produced in Guadalquivir, Spain, and African amphorae from what is now Tunisia. Speaking with ERT International's Theophylakti Zavitsanu, expedition co-leader Xanthus Argyris says, "This is the first time we have found amphorae from Spain in North Africa, which probably transported oil to Rhodes or the coasts of Asia Minor." Per Antonia Komarkowski of Greek City Times, the other 3 shipwrecks span millennia. One held amphorae dating back to the Hellenistic era, in the 1st century BC, while another contained amphorae created during the Classical era, around the 5th century BC. The final shipwreck was far more recent, dating to modern times. Used throughout the classical world, amphorae represent a wealth of information for contemporary scholars. As Mark Cartwright pointed out for Ancient History Encyclopedia in 2016, the 2-handled jugs whose name is derived from amphophorius, the Greek term for carried on both sides, hold clues to archaeological sites, dates, trade links and inhabitants. Though these vessels are commonly associated with ancient Greece, civilizations ranging from the Romans to the Phoenicians also used the jars. The newly unearthed amphorae may reveal more details about Kazos' history. According to Ancient Origins Ashley Cowie, the island, which is located near Crete in the southern Aegean Sea, was an important ancient trade center where merchants exchanged goods from across the globe. The recent finds offer scholars additional information about what Kazos residents ate and where these foods originated. Kazos, says the ministry in the statement, per a translation by Ancient Origins, was a crossroads of civilizations. According to a separate statement, the expedition was a part of a 3-year research project that aims to document the seabed near Kazos. As Tornos News reports, 23 experts from multiple fields have conducted around 100 dives totaling more than 200 hours. Work is expected to conclude this year. The next research project will include a state-of-the-art seabed detection machine without divers that will give us possible wreck points both on the surface and at the bottom, Argyris tells ERT. In 2019, the research team discovered another 5 shipwrecks dated to between the 4th century BC and the modern period. As Nick Kampouris noted for the Greek Reporter at the time, one of the wrecks dated to the Greek War of Independence in the 1820s, while another dated to the Byzantine era, between the 8th and 10th centuries AD. Highlights of the finds included an iron cannon, tableware, Byzantine amphorae and 5 pyramid-shaped stone anchors, according to the second statement. Per Ancient Origins, the Greek ministry deems the latest find another trove of ancient treasures.
While diving off the coast of Japan, divers never expected to come across this. Experts like Professor Masaki Kimura from the University of Raiku believe these structures date back to 8000 BC. Kimura suggests that these monuments are made by man and that they are proof of an ancient civilization that vanished beneath the ocean. It is true when they say that there are countless enigmas at the bottom of the sea. Proof of this are the mind-boggling underwater structures known as Japan's Atlantis. Ever since their discovery, these fascinating ruins with features that hint they were carved have confused experts. No one is quite sure as to who created them. Some scientists say they are natural formation or how old they are. All manner of theories have been used to get to the bottom of the underwater complex of Yanguni. No one is quite sure how these massive slabs got there, and theories range from ancient civilizations, aliens, and natural formations. Some researchers and historians believe that the structures at Yonaguni could be the ancient remains of Mu, a fabled Pacific civilization rumored to have vanished beneath the ocean. The ruins were discovered by dive tour operator Kiichiro Arataki. The main monument at the underwater complex of Yonaguni consists of medium to very fine sandstone and mudstone blocks that belong to the lower Miocene Yamaga, which researchers believe were deposited about 20 million years ago. Natural formation. The main reason why some archaeologists and geologists remain skeptical about the underwater complex is due to the fact that most of the underwater formations at Yonaguni are connected to the underlying mass, which is why they suggest it is a rather unusual natural formation. But there's gotta be more to that than nature, right? What makes the underwater ruins at Yonaguni stand out? According to many divers and researchers, one of the best examples found at the underwater complex are the staircase-like terraces and the amazing flat sides with extremely sharp corners, something that according to many cannot be overlooked and considered as a natural formation. Professor Masaki Kimura, a marine geologist at the University of Raikou in Okinawa, has spent several years studying the Yonaguni monument. Kimura suggests that these monuments are made by man and that they are proof of an ancient civilization that vanished beneath the ocean. There are experts who propose a mixed theory. They say that these rocks formed naturally on the site but were modified at one point in history by an ancient civilization. Talking about the underwater structures, Boston University geologist Robert Scotch said that the layers of the monument are extremely well defined and are most likely the result of Yonaguni lying in an earthquake-prone region. The rocks of this group are also crisscrossed by numerous sets of parallel, vertically oriented joints in the rock. These joints are natural, parallel fractures by which the rectangular formations seen in the monument likely formed. Yonaguni lies in an earthquake-prone region. Such earthquakes tend to fracture the rocks in a regular manner. What do you think these ruins are? The results of natural formation, or evidence that a once highly sophisticated civilization existed in the area? Underwater drones are exploring shipwrecks below the Gulf of Mexico, and what they've found is incredible. Among many incredible finds, researchers have discovered never-before-seen unidentified shipwrecks located thousands of feet below the surface. That there are so many secrets hidden beneath the ocean is no mystery. That we haven't had the time nor the interest in exploring these secrets also isn't a mystery. However, scientists from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration are conducting an expedition to explore the many shipwrecks located in the uncharted water in some of the deepest parts of the Gulf of Mexico, and what they've recorded is beyond fascinating. In order to explore the unknown, researchers use remote-controlled submersive vehicles, discovering never-before-seen details and investigating different shipwrecks on the ocean floor, located in the most remote, least explored parts of the Gulf of Mexico. Among the discoveries, researchers uncovered German U-boats, as well as pirate vessels believed to date back to the 19th century. Now, using modern technology, experts are trying to learn as much as they can about the histories and fates of these ships, which the ocean claimed in the distant past. Among the discoveries, experts from NOAA found the remains of a tugboat named New Hope, which sunk in a tropical storm in the 1960s. While the ship sank, the Coast Guard luckily saved the crew from going down with the ship. Speaking about the shipwreck of the New Hope, experts from NOAA said, on September 29, 1965, New Hope encountered the strong winds and high seas of Tropical Storm Debbie off the Louisiana coast. With the crew having trouble pumping water out of its hull, the U.S. Coast Guard received a distress call around 1 a.m. and dispatched an aircraft to deploy a backup pump. Also on board, the aircraft was the latest in the search and rescue technology, a floating radio beacon for use with a radio direction finder. In use, the beacon is dropped close to the distressed vessel to mark its position and to act as a drifting reference. The 7-member crew boarded a life raft and abandoned the foundering New Hope at 3 a.m., just as the aircraft arrived to mark its position with the beacon. Staying on the scene until daylight, the aircraft vectored a Coast Guard helicopter to the raft to conduct a safe rescue of the entire crew. But New Hope is just one of the many shipwrecks photographed by the underwater mission.